Hello everybody, my name is Starrapter and welcome to my spoiler-free review for Tenet. This is written and directed by Christopher Nolan, and it's easily one of the most anticipated movies of 2020, but unfortunately, there isn't much competition. This movie kept getting pushed back and pushed back because of COVID, just like everything else. And I'm going to be upfront with you guys, I haven't seen a lot of Christopher Nolan movies, but I know they are famous for leaving the audience with many questions and scratching their heads at the end of it, and that's exactly what happened with Tenet. Man, I was confused as all hell, but I still left the theater like, wow, this is a great movie. This is highly entertaining. I'm not quite sure what I just seen, but it was a spectacle and it was a blockbuster. Everything like I expected. So jumping into the plot without giving anything away, we follow this character played by John David Washington, and he is what is called a Tenet. It's a secret kind of secret organization, maybe like the CIA, but they are tasked with stopping the destruction of the world. Simple as that. There is a Russian person of interest that has this sort of technology, which is putting some timey-wimey stuff out there. And the best example, or the best way for me to describe this movie, is James Bond mixed with some timey-wimey stuff, because that's what we get with Tenet. What I will say is, Christopher Nolan, he always makes the cinematic masterpieces, and man, he pulls that off again with this movie. The locations, the way everything is shot, it just feels like it has such a larger scope, and just the scale of everything is huge. The action sequences, when they're mixed with this crazy reverse time stuff, is just mind-blowingly awesome. You are getting airplanes that he has spent so much of his budget on to crash into buildings. We're seeing just highway chases like you've never seen before. Cars going reverse. You're getting bombs going off that are imploding because they're going off like back in time. Some of this action, I almost made my head hurt looking at it. Like, whoa, what is going on? This is reversing everything about reality in this movie. I'm not even really sure how they shot it without reversing the tapes and everything. That's the most logical explanation. But the way they do it, the way that the sound is mixed, the way that Ludwig Göransson, yes, that is the guy that wrote music for The Mandalorian. He's the one in charge here at the music. I thought he does a great job with the soundtrack. John David Washington. I've never seen this guy in anything before, and I think you got to put him on the top of the list, for this guy's going to be known. He's going to be really known after this movie because he does a phenomenal job with playing this agent called the protagonist all the way through. It's also worth noting that Robert Pattinson, who's going to be the Batman, is prominently in this movie. So as I was watching this movie, I'm like, oh, this guy really convinced me that he could be the Batman. But yeah, overall, this was fantastic. Some negatives I will say is, again, I listed off the top, is I wasn't completely 100% understanding what was going on in this movie. And I think it's because the plot moves so fast. If you missed like one sentence of dialogue, you're going to have a hard time probably of understanding completely what this movie is about, because the information overload is there and it's just all over the place as far as things going back in time, things in the future, and it's all like new theories on what is happening with time. It's not anything you've ever seen before, to my knowledge. At least I haven't seen it. So for me to like grasp this concept of what they do with time is definitely, it got me, it was a little bit over my head, I'll be honest with you. I think it could have been explained a little better. This is a 2.5-hour movie, and it still is like, okay, that's a long enough movie, but where did the explanation go? It was just hard for me to understand, and there was a lack of levity in this movie. Everything was just so serious, so dark. I could have used a little bit more humor. With that being said, I got to give Tenet a score of an 8 out of 10. This is definitely a movie you're going to want to see in theaters, and now theaters are slowly opening up, and I've been to the movie theaters plenty of times, as you got to wear a mask, and I felt pretty safe. So, what do you guys have to say? Are you going to go see Tenet? I think this is the movie of the year that you're definitely going to want to check out. That's going to do it for my review of Tenet. You can subscribe to my channel for more on movie reviews. That's going to do it for me, Starrapter. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye. Thanks for checking out the video. Please hit that thumbs up symbol. It helps me know that I'm making content that you guys enjoy. And if you enjoyed this video, I also include 2 videos down below you guys should check out. And please consider subscribing to this channel. It helps support me, and it notifies you guys of when I get new videos up on the channel. You can also contact me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Starrapter.